we are missing today? Alright. Jeremiah's not over there. Elizabeth not back there.
Alright, tomorrow.
Miss Small did the best of that. I gave her some paper and tape. Nothing else.
Okay, dude, I'm just telling you, don't wear them again. And you would be?
Should know if he does.
Guys, listen, should know you. Alright, you see the desk beside Brooklyn back there? Alright, that's the one we have open for you. Over there. I think you make number 30 or 31 in here at this point.
What?
Yeah. Not that one, so the other one, that one's for, I was gonna repair that.
I thought I got a bigger one.
Just gently move it over, so there's plenty of room for you, Shinobi. Alright, Walter's here, Jonathan is here, Caleb is here, Danny is back today. Danny, you missed the test yesterday. I'll be here Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, if any of those days appeal to you. Okay, Ethan is here, Sarah is here. Where'd you come from? You weren't here a second ago.
Yes, I was. I was
Pull up the screen.
Anthony, why you sure got those earbuds in that phone out? You need an engraved invitation?
I was focused on something.
Put it up.
Oh.
Hey, earbuds, put them up. Nancy's here, Arturo is here, Vanessa is handing out calculators like a lovely student. Esteban is back there, Kimberly's up front, Nesto is back there, Zachary is still not here. Yeah,
Zachary moved.
he moved.
Oh my God, I'm gonna miss my
There you
baby.
go.
He
Oh, yeah.
baby.
Oh.
I was sitting there like, what?
Okay.
My money usually great. Like $10.
Arturo, move up here in front of, Zakiah
Huh?
and Shinovia. You see Arturo? You know Arturo?
No.
Arturo, raise your hand. Let's go to your music. I'm not having open chair, you won't be back there.
She can sit over here. She can sit over here.
What's your question, dear? What's your question? Yeah. As long as you're not using it, and it's not right beside you, so you can reach over and grab it every 2 minutes.
Go look at my braids real quick.
I think they finished, Steve. Are you
I'm
good?
gonna hand it back in a few moments, yes.
I don't want mine back, cause I already seen it.
Bill's here, Ted is here, Shelby's here. Monica is here. No, Monica's not back there.
She here?
No,
Oh.
thought for a moment I saw her, but it was just somebody's handing it away. Jacqueline's here, Nick's back there, Elena's back there, Anthony. No Anthony.
I'm right here.
Yeah. Anthony Rodriguez, I already got you.
You said two minutes?
Yep, I was on the bottom of his list. Bronze is here, Edwin's here, Shannon is here. Kia's here.
Zakiah.
Zakia.
Stop that, that's why I can't get it right.
You pronounce
That's how I get it right. I write myself right.
Zakia.
There's no E.
Yeah, it's an I, but it sounds like.
No.
Alright, Zenobia is with us today, and Brooklyn is here. So no Anthony, no Donatica, and no Zachary, no Elizabeth, and no Jeremiah. Alright,
Wait, didn't you say if you start and stop in the same place, it's zero?
Yeah.
if you start stuff in the same place, displacement is zero. That's correct.
Can I see your calculation?
Alright. I need to hand back density labs and then I'll hand out the test. Now, I did not get density labs from several people. Let me see who I didn't get them from before I hand them out. See, some people just didn't hand them in. And I haven't. Let's see. I did not get one from Walter. Corey's not here. Raphael, you said you need to finish part A. So at some point we need to do that, preferably sooner. Yanatica's not here. And Edwin, did you do any part of the density lab? Even if the questions aren't done, some is better than none. Alright. And again, some of them were much better than others.
I want to see mine.
Oh, it's not.
Oh, Ethan, don't think you.
Bro, he was happy, he did.
You a liar.
What?
You a liar.
Do we have enough answers for the open? I'm a, no, I'm a question.
Bro, you
Give me a second, Walter, to fill the lab desk up there, and I will grade it out for Walter. Can you do that for me?
No. At least I.
It's one grade out of me.
Okay.
Oh, he did bad. Oh, he didn't do that bad. That's how you did. What he did. A high grade. Almost 50, that's not better, man. We got 60.
You better suck it up, 'cause I got a C. I got like a C.
I got some money in red.
These people
They're their tests.
I told you I had
It's a Kai.
Oh my God, I forgot them things.
Never gonna get it right to people like you say it wrong to me all the time.
Hey, what'd you get?
Hey, look.
I'm on fire.
You wanna know what happened?
What you
What?
What you did? Let me see.
You what? Hold on, let me see yours.
I got high.
Alana, what you got? 96.
I got 97.
Let me borrow your
97.
Alright,
Oh, I didn't draw one.
now, if you didn't do the back page, which I had several people not do all, the graph is 10, the questions were each 3, so you lost 13. Now,
Oh, hold on.
I have a,
I can recall we were rediscussing when you, from the first time that you
Oh, wait,
said
it's not.
4,
for the, you missed the.
units are 1 point.
you have
I
to
didn't, where did this go?
Anything circled is a total for the page. Okay, so it should be 2 minus 2, or 2 minus 1, something minus 1, or minus 1. No, you want.
Yeah.
Okay, but anything circled is a total for the page, because I graded the back page for everybody first, then I did page 2 for everybody, and then I did page 3 for everybody. So if I added wrong, like I clearly did on Anthony's, let me know, and I will gladly fix it. Only if it works in your favor. If it works in my favor, I'm not gonna get to take your points back. But I will add points if I added wrong.
Yeah, I think you added wrong.
If I
your paper is right.
Girl, shut up.
Brooklyn,
Only.
Brooklyn,
What you say?
Brooklyn. Now let me send you out.
Right.
Do that.
I was good.
So when you look at it, if you got a unit wrong, it's -1. If you forgot the cubes, on the volume, I probably didn't count it against you. If you forgot to write the unit altogether, I took off -1. If you wrote the unit wrong in the calculation and you wrote it wrong where you had to write it under the density, and you wrote it wrong in both places, I probably didn't count it twice like double jeopardy. But if you didn't write it, like you forgot to write the unit, I did count it twice. Because not writing a unit is not acceptable. But if you wrote, if you wrote the wrong unit, okay, I didn't count it twice. Because you just made the same mistake. I wasn't gonna count the mistake against you twice. Okay? The questions were worth 3. Nobody got number 1 right. Were the densities the same or different?
That's all we do.
They were different. Or excuse me, they were supposed to be the same. And a lot of you said they were very close, but you didn't tell me why. You all said something about mass and volume. Why were the densities the same or very close? They were made of the same
No one got it right, so.
material.
That's the problem.
Okay?
Yeah.
And then a lot of people got 2, almost everybody got 2 and 3 right. A couple of people got it wrong. And then the graph was pretty good on the back, because you did most of that together. The biggest mistakes were units, and then I don't know how many of you did not show the calculations in the calculation section. Y'all showed me the subtraction. What did I tell you to show me there? The calculations for density, not the subtraction. Okay? What are you raising your hand about? Oh, okay.
Okay,
Yeah, you had to show me the density calculation there.
okay, so with the calculation,
Yes.
did I have to put the in there?
Yes, you
first?
have,
Put it
no,
right
you
here?
have to. You write the answer, it has to have a unit. You cannot skip the unit on an answer, it has to have the unit.
Hey, look, fix
If you write the answer, the number has to have a unit. You cannot skip it. Anybody else have a question? So other than me adding on Anthony's paper, put that over there on my desk. Is there anybody else's paper I need to correct math on?
Mine,
I gave away 3.
Legit, I need to correct it, or you're just making stuff up?
for real.
Okay, I had to put it on my desk and I'll re-add.
You ain't gonna, mine's nothing if you see anything.
I'm gonna put 2, 4, that's 4.
You could have had a 94.
2, 4, 6, because you didn't go with the calculation. That's 10. You didn't label the axis. There's 2,
At least I got
8.
8.
So 8 and 10 is 18, 4 is 22. It's not that.
Oh, okay.
All right. Oh, one other thing on the graph. Some of you forgot to label your X and Y axis. You forgot to label mass and volume. Some of you forgot both, which was -4 for 2 each. Some of you only forgot 1, which was -2.
I wish I didn't, because I got it wrong.
Anybody else have a question? All right, those are yours. I do not need them back. Now, the test papers I will keep. Okay? So, all right, so Anthony needs his corrected to,
I'm smart.
I'm trying to help people.
that's my -1.
How does that work?
That will be a.
I get it wrong myself whenever.
All right, Walter, I need to write your name on yours. Just leave your name on it. All right. And this, Walter, I did not collect, so you can have this back. We just did this in class as a practice.
I can see as well too.
All right. Now, my test people who need to make it up. That would be who?
Let's see what grade I got first.
Zenobia and Brooklyn, y'all aren't taking it at all, so you don't need to go outside. We're just starting your grade with this unit, okay? So Raphael needs to go out.
Wait, what? That's all. You want me to take it?
You're not taking the density and measurement test, you're starting with this speed unit. Okay, so y'all need to go outside. Alright, so Raphael needs to go outside. On that side, we need Ernesto, we need Danny. I think that's it, that's actually here in the room. Alright, so y'all go outside. You're not gonna be that long, people aren't gonna ask a bunch of questions.
Can I go outside? 'Cause I didn't take it. It's gonna be a redemption.
You took it.
from that
What if
one.
I ask
You're not making that. And you don't need to put these away, cause I'm taking them back.
Okay, 93. That is not bad.
I was just going like that.
I made a crazy one.
I'll tell you how they're graded in just a second.
It's so rare.
It was that.
Big on my little. I mean, that ain't bad.
I'm gonna be great.
I'll be great.
I put 40 because of this.
I subtracted.
I know it's easy to 94. I had.
Oh my God, that one, 15 for office.
I know it's
Oh, I messed up on the bag. I'm gonna keep my toes real bad.
I put in parentheses too, I was like, I had it.
Let me see. So let me see. Let me see.
Oh, whoa. MC equals. Miss Roll.
All right, now let me know what's better than
That's what I
Jeremiah.
got.
Let me see.
What? I'm coming.
I went. I know it's
Now, if you look at the back page,
That's trash.
all right, if you look at the very back page, a lot of people don't print this, and I do because I allow test corrections. MC stands for multiple choice.
what's the choice?
So you missed one.
So what I get?
Why do you read it? If you look at the very back page that I stapled to the test, for those of you who are not listening to me, because you just blindly go about your lives and don't listen to anything I say. You will look at the back page that I stapled to your test paper. It says zip grade. Many of you have never seen this before because a lot of teachers don't print it. All right, it takes a picture of your Scantron or your bubble sheet. All right, it doesn't tell you jack. If you will look at the one, it's up here in the top right-hand corner. It numbers the questions. It says PRI. PRI is the correct answer. It's the primary answer. STU is the student answer. But if you look off a little further over beside that, it has a question mark above it. The C and the X. The C means you got it correct. The X means you got it wrong. So, if you're Caleb and you're like, which one did I get wrong this fall? Find the one that's got the X, and that should be the one that you got wrong. And then find the number and go back to the question, and you should be able to figure out which one it is. Okay? Now, find where it says PRI, and that's the correct answer to which one is correct. Okay? Everybody got it? That's how you read the bubble sheet and know what's right.
Thank God.
No.
Let me see.
Okay? Now, there were 30 questions on the test. So,
Oh, I didn't put the thing. What you just done?
so your score is calculated by the number correct over 30. So the number written on your test paper is the number correct over 30. So if it says 25 over 30, means you got 25 right over 30.
That's not
It's not bad. If you got 28 out of 30, or some of you got 20 out of 30. Now, if it says a score, and it says minus something, beside the minus something, what did I write? I wrote units. Okay, it says units. I know my handwriting's not very good. All right? So if you didn't have a unit on something in the free response, or you had the wrong unit on something in the free response, I took points off of the units. The questions are worth 3.33, but if you got the right answer, Brooklyn should know you get a raise. So if you got the answer right, but you got the unit wrong, you got 2.3 points, but you lost 1 point for the unit, okay? So that's why it says minus something for units. You got some points, but you lost a point for the unit. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you know how you said we can do test corrections,
Yep.
right? How do you want us to do that if you like already gave us the answer?
Because you have to tell me on the bubble sheet, or it's not bubble sheet, it's form I use. I probably still have some over here from last year.
Where did you get
I do.
15.
I'll do it.
Right.
So, I've already given you the answers. You essentially write down, let's say you missed one. Number one, the answer is B. I marked C. You have to tell me over here how you know or get the right answer. So if it's a math question, you have to show me the work to get it. You can't just write 12 divided 4. You have to show me the formula and plug it in and solve.
Oh,
If it's a other type of question like the unit for length is meters, there's not a lot you can do for that except tell me the unit for length is meters, because you're just supposed to know that. You clearly didn't know it. But, or the one you're pointing to there, you would show me the densities for all 4, and then you could draw the graduated cylinder, and you could put most dense and least dense, and then put them in order. For the one you're pointing. Yes. Or I have first or second lunch available. If you guys have third lunch, you're just sort of SOL, because where am I at third lunch? I'm in the courtyard, babysitting the trees and you
Well,
guys.
we're not supposed to.
Yeah. If you're here on Thursday for a quiz, you can also do test
We
prep.
have last day.
Possibly, depends on how far we get. It's not very exciting, we only use the ruler.
And, yeah, we can do it tomorrow. We're
I
never.
want to be smart people.
All right, anything else on the test before I take it back? Anything you're just dying to know you gotta ask? No? All right.
well,
All right, in that case, let me have them back so we can move on. And Shanobia and Brooklyn, you'll be joining us on the next test, because you're here for this unit.
technically, are we really here?
Well, you've been enrolled in school as of yesterday, so, yes. So, no, not the lab, just the test. Okay. So you are considered part of the class, so yes, you'll be testing with the rest of us on the next test.
But I just feel like,
No matter how you feel,
I'm still.
feelings aren't irrelevant.
You don't gotta explain nothing to them.
What you get?
It's okay.
Who invited her to the conversation? That's what I want to know.
I'm just gonna the water.
You know, she thinking both in front of y'all when y'all want.
I was going so
her.
bad, and I read it.
Okay.
Yeah, no, you said.
Right, nobody.
Girl, I'm talking to him.
I'm smart now. Here now.
Send back out.
No, we take your chopper around.
You got
No,
work.
she's just trying, like.
That's the bond, I'll be back.
Okay, but.
We got question 4
So you figured it out. You got the first day broke.
I did too. Don't be trying to clown you.
I mean, I got.
Yes, she always trying to clown you. She's like, come on.
You see your way.
I got what you got? I got
No, I know you said it.
last night, somebody
No, it's not.
like it.
No, it's not. I got pounds, I got to do it a week, bro. I know my damn pits. Man.
I'm here, openings, so we can talk about the answers, and then let's talk about homework.
Get the opening right name.
Alright. Oh, and I have good news. The hall pass has been located. Miss Harvey has played detective and found the hall pass. I took it to Miss Thornhill. Apparently, we look a lot alike.
Okay.
I can see the result.
I can too. You know, the 100-pound difference, you know.
And you say you can walk out.
Now, Brooke, don't make me throw you out.
I'm sorry.
Now, if we look at number 1, we need to be able to find distance.
15.
How do we find distance?
Okay.
All right. Remember, distance is everything you do. So for our 2 folks who've just joined us, distance is always everything.
6 plus 9 is 15.
Did not get that pen to come up today.
What'd you say? Did I say that?
Did you not when you?
You said 15.
I did.
Alright? Distance is always, for any of you who've been absent or just joining us, everything, and you always add. So, if we walk 6 blocks west and 9 blocks north, we walked 6 plus 9, which is 15 blocks. The unit will be what we did, which would be blocks. Now,
So if we have questions like this, and if we don't put the word blocks, you're going.
-1.
A block?
Yep, that's the unit.
Do we have to put that on the opening too, or you don't take what's all?
No, I will not grade the opening for correctness. I'm grading it for completion. Okay? Number 2, displacement. Now, when you have directions, yes, Brooklyn,
Never mind. You about to-
when you have directions, I assume people know things like north, south, east, and west in my class. Am I assuming correctly?
Never eat soggy waffles.
Or you could say news.
Okay, I don't care which mnemonic device you use as long as you know the directions. Because when you have a question like this one, where I tell you that we walk 6 blocks west and 9 blocks north, you have to be able to say, we went 6 west and we went 9 north. Because you have to be able to figure out that this is what kind of angle. It's a right angle. So, this one is going to require you to use the Pythagorean theorem. All right, so
It's 10.81. That's what it is though. 10.81.
So, C squared. So if we look at what you know from math class, we walked 9 blocks plus 6 blocks, which was 15 blocks, right? We said yesterday, this was like cutting through the church parking lot and the cemetery. So displacement is taking the shortcut. So C squared plus, equals A squared plus B squared. So C squared equals, what's 9 squared? 81. Plus what's 6 squared?
36.
All right, so when we add 81 plus 36, what do we get?
117.
We get what?
117.
You can. So 117,
It's 10.81.
I know that, but not everybody knows how to get it. All right, so if you have C squared equals 117, how do you get it? Square root. So for those of us who were absent when we did this, it's 10 point, what'd you say? Okay, you can round 10.81, you can write 10.8, you can write 11. I will take any of those answers and put blocks,
I rounded it.
okay? I'm not going to get bent out of shape by how you choose to round your answer. Any of those are fine. It needs a unit and it must be blocks. Okay? Questions? Any issues with that? All right. Number 2. Amanda runs 4 times around the track. The track is 400 meters around. What is her distance?
64.
All right, distance, we always do what? We add. Now, you could say 400 plus 400 plus 400 plus 400, but everybody in here who's been through math class knows that's the same as what? Multiplication. 400 times 4, which is essentially 1,600. What unit am I putting this time? Meters. Now, for displacement,
Zero.
it's based on where we start and where we stop. Because we start and stop in the same place, what do we know? It's 0. We didn't start or stop in any place that's different, so it's 0 meters. I'm starting and I'm stopping in the exact same place. Questions? about how to do that. Brooklyn, you need to focus on me and what we're doing. You should put even a unit for 0, yes. Questions? Focus. Now, can we look at the homework that we had last night? Let's see if we can run through those answers and how we did.
That's like A.
All right.
Yeah, we only have like. We're going up with the homework, right?
It was 5.
Oh, yeah.
It was only like 5 questions, and we did a couple of them before we left.
Oh, that's why I finished before I left.
Yeah, a lot of you finished before you left, which is why you're like homework. Several of you finished before you even walked out the door.
I was upset because I saw the back of it and it was empty.
All right. So number 3. We did this one before we even walked. Yes, my dear. Sure.
You only got one pass left after myself.
All right. On the back side of the door. It's hanging on the. Yep, put it around your neck. All right, so in number 1, which would be number 3. That's what I asked you to do. And we did this one in class for anybody who doesn't remember it. Are we listening? All right, it says we walked 2 blocks south. All right, we walked 4 blocks east, and then we went 2 blocks north. So what's my distance?
8.
My distance, we do what? 8, because we added all up. So my distance is 8 blocks. Now, to find my displacement, what do I have to do for displacement?
Well.
All right, what part is going to cancel out?
2. So
The
it's
2s,
4.
okay? Because I go 2 blocks south, and I go 2 blocks north. This is like backtracking, okay? So this 2 and this 2 cancel out. So my displacement is 4 blocks, okay? My distance was 8, because you got to count it all. All right, number 5. All right, David walks 3 blocks north, and then he turns east and walks 4 kilometers. This is going to be in kilometers. So distance would be what if I go 3 north and then 4 east? All right, so distance is 7 kilometers. All right, so do I have a right angle?
Yes.
So I need to do my whole c² hypotenuse thing, right?
Wow.
All right, let me change colors here. So I have this. So c² equals 3² plus 4². C² equals 9 plus 16. That's going to be a nice even number. 25.
This is 5.
So c² is 5. So my displacement is 5 kilometers. Are we okay with 5? All right. Number, what was after 5? 6. Amy runs 2 miles south. So I run 2 miles south. And then I turn around and I run 3 miles north. Okay? So if I go 2 miles south and 3 miles north, what's my distance?
5.
All right, Caleb says 5. What do we think?
Wrong.
Why would it be wrong? That's what the distance was. What do we do when we say distance? What do we always do to find distance? We always add it all up. So if we're adding it all up, what's 2 plus 3? It's 5. So distance is 5 miles because they gave us miles. All right, for displacement. right, for displacement. Do I have any part of it that backtracks that's the same that can cancel out?
Yeah,
In a way,
Yeah.
yeah.
so it'd be 1 mile.
Obi-Wan.
1 mile.
This part right here is going to cancel. So 2 minus 3 is what? 1 mile.
I got that right.
3 minus 2 will give us 1 mile. All right, what was next? 10?
Right.
All right, so number 10. Jameson spins around in a circle. All right, without moving any direction. What's his distance?
Zero.
He didn't move. He spins in a circle. You can put 0 spins or just 0 because he doesn't have a unit there. All right, what's his displacement?
Zero.
0. He's just spinning in a circle. He didn't go anywhere. He has no distance. He has no displacement. All right, number 11. Cassidy walks 1 mile north. Okay, so 1 mile north and then 2 miles west. All right, so what's her distance?
3 miles.
Okay, so her distance is 3. And her displacement means we have to do what?
Your hypotenuse thingy.
Yep. We're going to do our hypotenuse. Okay, so you two are not going to make it in here.
What?
I didn't have this noise until just yesterday or today.
What? I didn't say nothing. I'm paying attention to you.
I want you to take your chair
Oh.
and you see that very back counter over there in the corner in front of the computer cart. I want you to move way over there.
Are you serious?
Do I look like I'm kidding?
At least you can get on your phone over there.
I'm not known for my sense of humor.
You can get on your phone over there, bro.
Just go.
All right.
That sounds like, right after you get like a whooping and you kind of holding the tears. It's
All right, so we're looking for c squared. So c squared equals 2 squared plus 1 squared. So we have what? 4 plus 1. So what's the square root of 5?
2.23
Okay? And the unit is miles.
miles.
Now, we're going to do about 3 more to practice, and then we're going to move on to speed. All right, so let's say, let's do 12.
Already did.
Right, he just said he already made 12.
Let's do 13.
I'm gonna stop hating. I'm gonna do
They just gotta hit us through. What the hell is that little bit something?
And
I thought we were supposed to do
15. 12, 13, and 15. We'll do those 3, and then we're going to switch to speed. If you need what?
We have to.
Where's your connection, Cody?
What kind of
Anybody else not here yesterday need a sheet?
What's the diet?
Oh,
Yeah.
that's on the back, right? Oh, 16, all right.
Who else?
This is, I'm at speed, not on the back.
Speed's not on the back. We go on about speed before we
We
come to
doing
speed.
15, we doing.
Practice the distance and
And
displacement.
then we doing speed.
Is it just one?
For each of them, you're finding a distance and a displacement.
What?
You're trying to find the distance and the displacement.
We doing 4 of these.
So if she walks 2 miles north, and then she goes home, 2 miles back. So what's her distance? That's it. That's the one. Okay, we're doing those 3, 12, 13, and 15.
Do we have to draw a diagram or whatever?
No, you don't have to draw a diagram. I'm just a visual person, so I like to draw it for everybody. But if you can do it without a diagram, don't draw.
I was having this 15 to draw your.
Oh, yeah, you don't have to draw. What?
Miss Ball.
Yeah. Yes.
Is it,
What is what? Who else has a question for me?
I think I'm done.
Did you all three of them? This is in this place. I got some units on those. You just spend the take the points off.
This is Miles.
oh, shit.
Where's your little duct tape? Put it in the miles.
So, we got the general, we're done?
But she just went and gone and then this one on the
I'm done. You need to do 50.
You just a hater, bro.
Oh.
Look, that idiot.
No. I'm not
So that
great.
makes sense, it was,
No, it's not. We got this last one.
This last, I already told you, bro.
Say it
Yeah,
again.
just went up some higher.
95. I had 100, but now 96.
Or, with 70s and junking us.
70, I'm gonna say 70. That's 4.
I'm done with
Joe A.
A minus is, I got A pluses, plus me.
You're trying to haggard me. Yeah, I'm gonna use some vocabulary.
That's not it. Haggard is like.
Who else has a question?
Nuh-uh, that's not trick. Food is trick.
What's haggard?
Like tired, exhausted.
Why you say 5?
Trying to fool with. I'm gonna start using them new words.
he tried to say it and then it was wrong. I'm like, hold on, Haggard.
So it looks like you're trying to subtract.
But some of the words we get.
Looks like those two in your list.
They go hibernate. They'll hibernate in the winter.
That's why I said, what?
You're advanced.
Top 5 and mine.
Shanobia.
Break it down.
Process of here was wrong. And that,
I see.
Nothing's wrong, you just ask him. Sure. Okay. Chill for just a second. Why don't you catch up? Okay? Most people are either done or on the last one.
I was about to say, what?
All right, about another minute, and then we're gonna go over what you got. There. Okay.
It's not that
Me too.
I'm done, you know, 6 o'clock. Because I think she went 8 and then came back to 6.
I got the decent down there.
Got 'em?
I got Tom's place.
Huh? Why did you know? I'm tired too. What do you do all day to make you so tired? Nothing but still.
Cause her makeup take 48 hours.
My calculator's
It was like,
I got
Well, it looks very nice. It's still like, yeah, wear you out for one day.
I go to sleep early now.
Okay.
At the,
What, start third period or you need to?
why not?
Okay, just checking.
Why's
Why's it got
got
these? Scientific notation. Just put them in.
Because you were scared?
I
I knew you would tell me because you wanted to.
Let's take a look at what you have. So, in the first one, in number 12, it tells you you walked how many blocks? Number 12. How many blocks did we walk? We walked 2 blocks north. Or did it say miles? I think I'm on the wrong one. It said miles. Okay, 2 miles. And then when we got there, what did it tell us we did?
She went
Walk right
back.
She
back.
went back.
That's 4.
So my distance is what?
4.
My distance is 4. My displacement is 0. Why?
Because she went back.
She started and stopped in the same place. Is everybody okay with 12?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Number 13. We have Sandy. She ran 8 blocks north. God bless the child. Okay. I'm not running 1 block. All right. She ran 8 blocks north. And then she turned around and went 2 blocks south. All right. I guess she's getting a ride home. So once she gets there, what is her distance?
10.
10 blocks is her distance. 8 plus 2 is 10. What's her displacement? 6 blocks.
And could you explain that? Because I was a little out.
Okay, so we went 8 blocks north and we only went 2 blocks south. So here they canceled all the way out, right? Are these going to cancel all the way out? So we're going to do what with the 8 and the 2? Subtract 8 minus 2. Because we turned around and came back the same direction. Okay, so you remember the north, south, east, and west I drew? Okay, so whenever they go this direction here, north and south, you can subtract when they go the same direction. So when they go north and south and they go the same direction, you can subtract the numbers. Even if they go east and west, you can subtract them. Okay? But if they're at a right angle to each other, you have to do what? The Pythagorean theorem. Okay? So that's the last question. Number 15 tells us that we have John flies directly 20 kilometers east. So we go east 20. And then that's nice. I don't need to know that. We're not in kindergarten. And then we go another 10 kilometers dodging a flock of geese north. All right? 10 kilometers north. All right? So this time, can I subtract? No. So my distance will be what?
30.
My distance is 30 kilometers. And to find my displacement, I have to do the Pythagorean theorem. So from there, c squared is what I want. So c squared equals 10 squared plus 20 squared. So I get what?
Equals 500.
500?
And then the square root of 500.
Yeah, but I just, bro.
What is it?
I was giving her the answer.
It's 20.36?
22.
22?
If you want to
Make
round
them
it
add
to 22.4.
Okay. 22.4 is fine. 36 is fine. Whatever decimal you used is fine. 36, 4, either of them are fine. And then kilometers. Yes. Huh? If you need to, that's fine. Okay? I'd rather you just ask to go to the bathroom than tell me the rest of it.
They're gonna be gone for
Yeah.
the rest of the class.
Right.
I'm not like that.
What's up, man?
Did you come today?
Yes, he did.
Sure did. She told me like this morning.
Yes, I did remind him of the assembly. It's on the back side of the door.
That's what I had to
That's the only reason he remembered. He got a personal reminder. All right, everybody caught up? Now, at this point, if you can't do distance and displacement, you probably need to come get some assistance. Let's talk speed.
I'm sure if I say that.
You never have.
Have you? What do you have out that you need to put away? Huh? All right. We need to talk about scalar and vector quantities.
Are we gonna know?
Yes, we're doing nodes.
Can we take a breath?
We will tomorrow.
Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. Alright, that's because. Like,
There are 3 labs in this unit. One sort of only uses a ruler, the other 2 use cars and gum. Oh, by the way, is there anybody who cannot chew gum?
Can we
I want
chew
some
gum in here?
Right
As
now.
long as you don't stick it to anything, but one of the labs uses gum, which is
Oh,
why I'm
'cause I was
asking
in here
this
chewing
question.
my gum and I ain't.
Wait, you got
I will when we do the lab.
you got extra gum?
I usually buy juicy fruit and double mint. I haven't been to the store
I
to
want
get
a
it
juicy
yet, though.
Man, this is gonna run out of flavor quick.
Exactly, so we get one piece.
Alright, so, a scalar has just a number, and a vector is a number with a direction.
I got it right.
Now, we have just talked about distance and displacement. One of them was a scalar, and one of them was a vector. Can anybody tell me which one was which? Okay. A scalar is something that only has to give a number. And a vector quantity has to give the number and the direction. Okay? So a little bit ago when we were adding up distances and displacements, one of them you did not have to know the direction at all to do. And one of them I had to tell you direction in order for you to do.
Oh, when you're finding the displacement, you need to know the direction.
That's right. For displacement, you had to know whether it went east or west or north. You had to know direction because you had to know where you start and stop.
Miss Wall,
Yes.
do you have Chansuda?
Yes.
Can you send her to the office? She's leaving.
Okay.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Can I call Momo?
Bye, Stitch. Ooh.
All right. So displacement. Let me see if I can write it below.
Different names.
It's a kid.
You know what, Khalid and Alana?
So displacement is a vector. So what does that make? A scalar. Distance will be a scalar. And I imagine that's what's under the blind. Not that I've looked. Yep. All right. Displacement is going to be a vector because it has direction. Distance does not have to have direction because you just add it all up. Okay? Everybody got it? Who stole your book bag?
I had it first. I had it since last year.
The store had
Me
it
too.
first,
Oh,
actually.
dang.
Right.
My fault.
Argue about it later. All right. Does everybody have what they need?
Yes. Or do we have to?
I'm not sure. Let me give you this in case. And then you know how to check the website. I will have it on there if we can get to it, and if we don't, just bring it back to class. All right. Let me see. So we're going to talk about speed. Anybody remember how to calculate speed?
Oh. No.
I'm too fast.
Ladies, do y'all need me to take the phone? Hang on to it. That phone. While I'm paying attention to this Harvey's lovely talk this morning that went on for almost an hour.
I know.
I didn't think it was ever going to end.
I was so happy because I had a test in second period. We couldn't do it.
We were in the lab in chemistry, so I was a little ill.
Um,
All right, but leave it laying on the counter if you plan to siphon off some electrical current. Now, does anybody remember the formula for speed?
No.
You've never done it in another class?
That was in fifth grade. No, I don't remember.
Isn't it like distance?
You gotta have distance. What else do you need? We're gonna talk about velocity next.
Yes.
What else do you need to know besides? I heard it. Time. All right. So speed is defined as the distance divided by time. All right, the distance traveled divided by time. Now, this is the only formula out of the 4 we're going to do in this unit that is not on your reference table. Okay? Because you're going to find out tomorrow it's the same as velocity. There's a difference in the definition, which is why they don't show the formula on the reference table. So the formula is speed equals distance over time. Now, Shanovia and Brooklyn need reference tables. Come get one of these.
Y'all know that song?
Yes. As far as you know, listen. Just give me one off. She gonna go come get hers.
All right. Now, is speed going to be a scalar or a vector quantity?
Oh, yeah, I do remember that.
Did I say anything about direction in the definition?
It's scalar.
It's a scalar, okay? We did not say anything about direction, and so it's going to be a scalar. There is no direction, and that's what's going to make it different from velocity tomorrow. When we talk about velocity tomorrow, velocity will have direction, okay? I'll have to tell you if the car travels east or west or northwest, okay? Speed has no direction. So when you look at your speedometer in the car and it says you're going 55 miles an hour, that's the speed. If you have a newer car and it tells you you're going 55 miles an hour and it tells you you're going southwest, that gives you the speed and the direction. So it's giving you the velocity. You may have a car that does that. Tells you the direction along with the speed.
My bike do that.
Your bike does that. It's a pretty snazzy bike. Didn't have that kind back when I rode a bike. All right, so we're going to talk about, let's skip that one. Let's do constant speed first. I'm going to do them in reverse order the way I have it up there. All right, we're going to do constant speed first. All right, what does it mean to say constant speed? The same speed. All right, so speed is not changing. Constant speed means speed is not changing. It remains the same. All right, speed is not changing. It remains the same. Now, you have to be able to identify this on a graph, multiple ways. The challenge comes in when you have to be able to find velocity and acceleration and speed on a graph and know the differences. It's okay to just have to find constant speed. Most people can remember that. But then we throw in the other types of graphs. But today we're just going to do constant speed and average speed. So, given that I told you that we have to label the graph, what 2 things make up speed?
Distance and time.
Okay, so we have to put distance and time on the X and Y axis. So on the 2 graphs we're going to draw this week on our labs, both labs have graphs. If you don't put that on there, does your graph say anything?
No.
It means nothing. It's a lot like having a unit, only it's worthless. So, how can I draw a graph that says the speed is staying constant? It's not changing. Okay, so like flat? Okay. Don't draw that yet. We're still talking about it. All right, so does that mean the speed is constant? All right, think math class for a minute.
It's not changing.
What's not changing? All right,
Hold up, you would do it this way.
okay.
No, you would not do it.
All right, don't draw anything yet. We're just talking about what people have said, and then I'll put what Shelby has up here in a second. All right, so if I have these two, except that graph is really not very straight. Try this again. All right, so tell me what these two graphs mean in math class. All right, the one on the left, what can you tell me about distance?
It's steady.
It's the distance is staying the same. So your distance is not changing. All right, so if you could tell me here the distance is not, let's see if I can make that look better there, because this one I'm going to have you write down. Distance is not changing. What's happening here? Oops. If distance is not changing, what's happening there?
They're going the same distance. No.
If distance is not changing, what's happening?
They're not moving.
Time is changing. You're what?
They're not moving.
You're not moving. This is you guys right here. Time is passing, and y'all are all doing what?
Not moving.
Y'all are moving. Y'all sitting in a chair. Okay? That graph on the left you need to write down. That's y'all.
Okay, very honest.
Y'all are sitting in a chair. Not going anywhere. Now, the one on the left or the right over here, though, where they're going straight up, that says what's not changing? Time. That was not right.
Yeah.
So we need to get rid of that. Now, Shelby said constant speed should look like what?
Like this.
Is that constant speed? Is distance and time changing at the same rate?
Oh, yeah.
Yes. That's constant speed. So how will you describe that for me if I say, what's a constant speed graph look like? What are two words you could use to say, this is constant speed graph? Well, this is how I know it's constant speed.
Diagonal.
Diagonal. What else can you tell me about that line?
They'll be equal.
It's diagonal and what else? It's what over there, Ernesto? It's straight.
It's going up.
Okay? Up is important if it's speeding up as opposed to slowing down. So hold that thought when we get to acceleration, Taz. And I'll call on you again with that answer. Okay? So, diagonal and straight. You weren't lying when you told me he was going to be gone a while.
I know.
All right. Everybody got it? Now, how is average speed different? What's average speed?
Is that be where you like take a bunch of trips and then average them out, like the time it took?
Well, let's just say that I'm going home to Tyro today. Am I going to go the same speed all the way to Tyro?
No.
No, because I'm going to have to do what going from here to Tyro?
Speed up, speed it up, speed it up.
And I'm also going to have to do what?
Slow down.
And stop at a stop sign or a stoplight. I am not going to be able to go all the way to Tyro and not stop at a stoplight or a stop sign. I mean, I might get lucky and nobody get in my way, but the odds of that happening are remote. You know, maybe less than that. All right, so average speed will be changing speed. So, how will its graph look?
What does it look like? Like this? I know it's what it is.
Like what?
Like that.
Sure.
I guess.
All right, it's just basically what? What's a way you can describe it? Okay, we can say zigzag, but all
Inconsistent.
right, I want you to use one of the words that Ernesto used. There you go. That's the easiest way to say it. Whoops, wrong direction. It is not straight. Okay, an average speed graph is just not straight. Y'all try to focus on what you're doing. The goal in here is for everybody to pass and do well. Everybody got what we need? All right? Yes?
Yeah.
All right. Now we're going to do several examples. I'm not going to tell you need to write them all down because you don't. There are a couple I strongly recommend you write down, and I'll tell you what they are. Okay? This first one is not one of them. Okay? We're just going to talk about the units. Does everybody have what we need? All right. So if we do calculate the speed of a car, okay? Speed is equal to what over what, Taz? Pay attention.
Distance over time.
Distance over time. This works just like density. So for those of you who are good at solving word problems based on density, it's the same setup, except it was D equals M over V, but it's still three variables. You're going to solve for one. You've got the other two. The question asks you to find what is the speed. So we're looking for S. I gave you what if I said 300 miles?
The distance.
I gave you the distance. So 300 miles over
3 hours.
3 hours. Time is always the easiest to find. Now, the reason I wanted to work this is to talk about how to write your units. When you solve 300 divided by 3 is 100, and miles and hours, do either of them have anything in common?
No.
No, so you have to write both units. You can write it as mile over hours, which is fine. Some of you know from seeing speedometers and things like that, you can write it as miles per hour that way, like you would see it on a speedometer. I would take that unit either way, okay? I don't care which way you write it. It has a unit, it's written correctly, okay? You choose. Any issues with how to write that?
No.
No? Okay. I'm good with either. Now. Oh, you want me to go back? Okay. Tell me when you got it.
I got it.
Got it? All right. To illustrate how this is like density, okay? What are they asking us to find? How long does it take for a person to run? That's right. How long is time? All right. Just to illustrate, again, the difference. If it says how far, that would be what?
Distance.
That'd be distance. All right. So we're solving for how long. All right. We're solving for T. So we got to have speed and distance. So what is 12 miles? That's the distance. What is the 3.5 miles per hour? All right. So just like when we were solving for density, what should I do to get rid of this T that's in the denominator?
You have to divide 3.5.
Cross multiply first. If you know how to do that, Zakiah, go right ahead. Okay? I have no issues with it. So 3.5 times T is 3.5 times T. It's 3.5 T. Nothing times 12 is 12. Now your fraction is gone. Get rid of the fraction. Now everybody in here can tell me to do what to get T by itself?
Divide by 3.5.
Divide by 3.5. That will cancel. Divide by 3.5. Time is equal to whatever we get when we do that. I don't know that answer off the top of my head.
3.42.
3.42? Okay.
You got a calculator in here.
All right. So we have miles and we have miles per hour. So what's going to cancel out?
Miles.
So we'll be left with what?
Well, hours.
Hours.
Oh.
Okay.
The numbers either.
Okay. I'll wait. Now, I think the next was one that I want you to write. It's the next two.
Oh, you don't want us to write this one?
Or you can if you wanted to. I told you there's a couple of them I was gonna tell you I strongly recommend you write.
This one was empty.
But these are very much like density, so those of you who are good with density should be fine with these. The next ones are completely different. They don't work like anything else we've done.
I'm done.
Okay. Yep, this is one of them. Okay, this is completely different. It doesn't work like anything we've done, so I'll give you a moment to write it down before I talk about it. And I think it's the next one. No, it's not. Yeah, it is. It's the next two. It was this one and then the next one.
No, we don't want to hear
I'll give you a moment
his.
to write it
We
down.
don't want to hear his mouth. Don't zap him. Just make his head, damn.
It's up to you. If you want to wake him, wake him. Now cold. Holy crap.
Caleb, when we Caleb.
Boy, they about to like traffic.
Hmm.
That's like traffic. They won't do that stall.
At this. What store did you go to? Mm. You can make up a new guy, cause they don't want me. You must have seen somebody at home. No, he ain't even got no place. It makes me work fast.
I'm saying, as much as you're chomping on it, I hope it has something.
This is the same going from last night.
All right, we got it written?
See, they trying to say go to that.
No.
Somebody needs to give you a piece of gum if you're still chewing on the same gum from last night.
No, I'm just playing. I had like another piece. I don't even remember who gave me pieces.
Oh, yeah. You're gonna have to let him wait until he comes up. Cause I don't want to be rude.
All right, we got it?
Yeah, you drew out your paper and stuff?
He drooled?
Yeah.
Dang, Caleb.
He must have been dreaming about some girl.
I think you need to go to bed a little earlier.
Write that question.
Oh, bruh. Ew.
Was it good?
At least it's his drool.
Always.
All right.
Always.
So if we look at the question,
She said write that question.
I want average speed. How do we find average speed? Look it up, Edwin. How do we find average speed? What'd you say, Brooklyn? Speed equals whatever what? D over T. All right. So how many distances and times do I have? A lot. So what am I going to do when I have a lot like that question has?
Did you just add?
All right. Speed is equal to
Distance over time.
total distance over total time. So we need to know the total distance that this person went over the total time that it took them to do it. Okay? That's how you find average speed. And that was average speed we're talking about because that's what we're calculating up here. So What distance did they travel?
9 miles.
All right, well, we have 3 miles, and we have 2 miles, and we have 4 miles. Now, my minutes, change colors here. Need to reboot this thing so I can get my pen back. All right, so we have 40 minutes. We have 20 minutes. We have 10 minutes and 45 minutes. Now, the question is, do I add this 10 minutes right there? Where I rest. Shelby says yes. What do the rest of y'all think? Nick, put your phone up.
No.
Put your book bag in front of you so I won't question you. It doesn't work either.
No, you wouldn't.
No, because you're not walking for that 10 minutes, so.
Okay, well, if I'm trying to calculate, let's say my average speed going home today, do I have to count the time that I'm sitting at the stop signs and I'm sitting at the stoplights? No?
Yes, I guess.
Yes, I do. So, do I have to count my 10 minutes I'm resting here in the question?
But you're not listening.
Yes. It all factors into my average speed, though. Okay? All of that factors in. Taz, what are you doing?
Something on my pocket.
Something.
Like, you know how you get like jeans and something stitching you, like, what? Yeah, like,
Okay,
or something
okay,
like that. Yeah,
I got
that's it. Yeah.
So 40 plus 20 plus 45 plus 10 is what? Is what, 15? So what's 9 divided by 115? It's going to be pretty small because this is miles per minute. It's what?
0.07.
0.07 miles per minute. Okay? So, we don't go very many miles in a minute. But you have to take into consideration stopped or rest times when you find average speed. Now, the last kind of problem that I want to work on, that I want you to write down. Yeah, it's got a chart. Is this one. We're going to do 2 questions, okay? Draw the table. Same table for both questions.
We got another table?
Yes, the question will make no sense in your notes without the table. It doesn't have to look great, but you got to have the table.
Oh, man. You dropped it.
Yep, I'm going to get it.
Don't drop that. Hey.
Hold up, I'm not sure. 2, 3, 5, 8, 10. Okay. Oh, okay.
All right, we caught up? Do I have any of the cadets that are in the color guard?
Me?
You said what?
For real?
I was just curious if any of the cadets that were in the color guard.
Me.
Okay.
Put on practice. They're an official color guard yet.
I was just curious if they were supposed to be presenting the colors at the baseball game in Charlotte.
Oh, yeah, tomorrow.
So who are they taking, the old ones?
I don't know who's taking, yes.
I'm for
He
sure.
said like he'll take different ones because like there's a basketball game and then he's gonna maybe take us as a field trip and the color guard as, to like a hockey game or something.
I've been to a hockey game
This
before.
sergeant doing the like, but last sergeant.
But he's fine with it. I mean, this is going places.
Right. Said you could come with us.
You can't find the website. Why, she just text you? Tell her to go to the school.
The school was like.
It's city schools, then the high school, then go to our people. Then science,
So bad.
then me, and then homework.
Girl, I'm not talking to Brooklyn. I'm talking to nobody.
Okay? All right, everybody had a chance to write it now. All right, so we're gonna find speed. Okay? Now let me change colors. Oh, that. Speed is distance over time. Now, this one works different than the one we just did. How many times do we have in that question? In the question. In this question right here. How many times do we have? Heard it over here and I heard it back there. 2. Okay? So if you have 2 times, what are you going to do with the 2 times that they gave you? That's what most people tell me. Hmm? You're going to subtract them. Okay? So you're going to take the 8 seconds and you're going to subtract the 3 seconds. Okay? When there's 2, you are usually going to subtract. When there's 2, you are usually going to subtract. Okay? And that is almost always the rule. Now, they didn't give us any distances in the question, right? This is what the table is for. You have to find the matching distances. So what distance goes with the 3 seconds? Well, 3 seconds is right here. And 8 seconds is right here. So, with the 3 seconds had a distance of 20. And 8 seconds had a distance of 40. So, just like the time when you subtract, what are you going to do with the 2 distances? You're going to subtract. So, 40 minus 20. So, 40 minus 20 is? 8 minus 3 is? All right, so 20 divided by 5 is? 4. The units are here. Do they have anything in common? No. So they're going to cancel out?
No.
So you write M over S.
We could write M/S.
Yes, you can write M/S. That will be fine. You could even write MPS and I would take it. Most people don't, but you could. Now, the last question with what is his average speed is the one that causes the greatest issue. Because this chart is like split times, like in track. So after 2 seconds, he had gone how far? 10 meters. After 3 seconds, he'd gone 20 meters. After 5 seconds, he had gone. After 8 seconds, he had gone. And after 10 seconds, he had gone. So, when I want to know the average speed, all right, and you guys all say total distance over total time, like we just did in that last one, what does everybody think you have to do with the distances? That's what people want to do. They want to add. No add. What was the total distance he went? This right here is his total distance. This right here is his total time. We only clocked him for 10 seconds. He only ran how far in that 10 seconds? 50 meters. Okay? Because it's like saying after 2 seconds, he'd done 10 meters. After 3 seconds, he had done 20 meters. At 5 seconds, he had done 30 meters. Okay? So the total distance this guy ran was how far? 50 meters. All right? The total time it took him to run it was what? 10 seconds. Raphael, did you have that around your neck when you went to the bathroom?
That'd be cool.
Y'all do me a favor and keep it on your neck until you get much closer to the door. That way I don't constantly go, did you have it on your neck?
Right, 'cause nobody.
5 meters.
So 5 meters per second. So let's say that I asked y'all, was this a constant speed or an average speed graph? What do you think?
Average speed.
How do you know it was average?
Because of question.
True.
Oh, I forgot.
What can you tell me about the two speeds?
It's always,
Are they the same or different?
they're different.
If it was a constant speed graph, what would you find?
They're saying
They would be the
it will
same.
be constant.
Okay? Questions? I'm just checking something real quick. Just checking something. Okay.
Your voice almost died out.
That sounds very.
All right, I want to see if y'all can work something, and then we're going to stop.
Wait, we're not stopping now?
It's 7 minutes before the bell. Why would I? You already had a nap. You should be ready to go.
Right, Kelly?
You got to rest.
So you.
All right. Tell me what I would do here.
You would,
Alana, put it up. Elena, put it up. All right. Tell me what I would do here if I put this on the test. Tell me what I would do. You can write it down, not write it down, I don't care.
Right.
This would be fair game for the test.
You could do like a chart, like a minute little chart.
You could do.
Pardon the interruption. We have one final announcement this afternoon. New National Technical Honor Society students, there will be a very important 5-minute meeting in room 60 at 3:35 p.m. today, right after school. Zaria and Zion Smotherson to the main office, please, when the bell rings. Hold on.
They must be twins.
they can hear me.
There's a bus change this afternoon. Bus 87 will be spare bus 17. Bus 87 will be spare bus 17. Bus 202 is still spare 1179.
Right, you catching up your.
All right, Esperanza.
So like you can add 2,000 plus 2,000, and
Why would you add to
because like he ran that on Thursday too, Wednesday and Thursday, so you would add it, and then you would take 5.5 minutes and add it to 4.5 minutes.
Wouldn't you subtract that?
I'll subtract it. Sorry,
Okay, I like the subtract part.
and that's all I got.
All right, what do you think back there, Esteban? I like that better. All right, calculate her speed on Wednesday. All right, so we need Wednesday speed. We need Thursday speed. So Wednesday, she ran how far? She ran 2,000 meters. And it took Jason how long to do it? 5.5 minutes. All right, he ran how far on Thursday? He ran 2,000 meters because he ran the same thing, and it took him how long to do it? 4.5 minutes.
Right.
All right?
Yeah.
Now, once you know the answer to both of those, we can subtract them and see the difference. Now, for homework tonight.
Give it to this side first. You always favoritize that side.
Switch it up.
You always favoritize me.
We want me to do this side?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
It makes it work.
We're doing 1 through 8.
Oh, you ain't got no slobber walking thing.
1 through 8.
Thank you, Lord, so much.
If I check tomorrow, I need work. Not just an answer, but work. Like math plugged in. You go with the answer. I just had to get
When you so far ahead, they think it's true.
That's my issue.
You should
I'm not
say
trying to
so.
learn this.
It was like.
No, it's questions. Oh, you make it sound like I gave you 30 questions.
You're gonna hate stuff. You should have made me.
If you have a calculator, put it in the chat, please.
Speed it up, speed it up, speed it up.
Jonathan.
Shinobi.
Thank you.